Kodak Company is happy to bring you America's favorite family, the Nelsons. Ozzie, Harriet, David, and Ricky. They like to go places, enjoy happy times together. And they know...
Your family structure?
Currently my family structure is a mom and a dad and me.
My family structure consists of my mom, my dad, me, and my older sister.
I have my mom, and I have varying, no offense to mom, varying stepdads usually, but every couple of years I usually get a new stepdad, maybe every 2 years or every year.
In a house where it was myself, my two brothers, my sister, my mother, and my mother and father were divorced.
What is your family structure?
Ours,
Just pick one.
single parent, single mom with 2 kids.
Okay.
So, what counts as a traditional family? What counts as a non-traditional family? Is there any impact on living in a non-traditional family, positive or negative? That's all the things we're here to find out.
Family. What is it? Think of the traditional picket fence suburbia family when the word comes to mind. The one that's displayed in TV and pictures and books and history. A mom, a dad, and a few kids. Maybe throw in a dog.
What do you think counts as a traditional family?
A traditional family is a man and a woman with like 1 or 2 kids, and they aren't separated and they live together.
The average family, man, woman, maybe kids. If you don't want kids, that's not a bad idea. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I see as a traditional family.
Oh, obvious question. Man, woman, just as the last person said, a couple kids maybe. Kids. I don't know, stable income. But yeah, basic really.
Family.
By society terms, I think that traditionally it is a mom and a dad in the house, and then 2.5 kids, 2.3 or whatever it is, and a dog. And I think that's what the traditional. Oh, and I also think it is like a white mother and a white father. Then it's a Mexican dad and a Mexican mom. And
Oh, like same race?
same race, same
race.
color. So that's what I think society thinks as a traditional family.
Colors and ages. Some families have very little. Both parents might not be present, while other families live a picturesque lifestyle. Though the paycheck is larger in one household, the amount of love can be the same.
The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops states, children raised in intact married families are more likely to attend college, are physically and emotionally healthier, less likely to use drugs or alcohol and to commit delinquent behaviors, have a decreased risk of divorcing when they get married, are less likely to become pregnant/impregnate someone as a teenager, and are less likely to be raised in poverty. According to Child Trends, for example, those living with no biological parents or in single-parent households are less likely than children with 2 biological parents to exhibit behavioral self-control and are more likely to be exposed to high levels of aggravated parenting than are children living with 2 biological parents. Children living with 2 married adults, biological or adoptive parents, have in general better health, greater access to healthcare, and fewer emotional or behavioral problems than children living in other types of families.
Some families consist of couples of the same sex. Just because they don't mirror our traditional family, it doesn't mean that they are any less.
Developmental psychology at Vanderbilt states, same-sex couple children were found to have more troubles than children raised in traditional households. These troubles included things like drug use, unemployment, and depression. Despite all the negativity of same-sex couples, they can promote positivity like acceptance.
At 8:37 with a new spin on the modern family, couples who are not dating or married, but choosing to raise a child together, an arrangement that comes with some criticism. Let's move the snowball. Heidi Sadowski and David Eric are the proud parents of 2.5-year-old Nate. And while they each share a biological connection with their son, what they don't share is a romantic relationship with each other.
A cohabitation is an arrangement where two people who are not married live together and raise children. In 2015, there were 3.3 million cohabitating couples with children under 18. This number has been steadily increasing. In 1996, it was 1.2 million. However, the number of all unmarried couples with or without children has increased even more during the same time period. In another study, children raised in a multi-generational family with an unmarried mother were just as likely as children in traditional two-parent families to graduate from high school and attend college. Additionally, the presence of grandparents can increase the financial stability of a household that may otherwise struggle to get by. Negative co-founding variables that affect children's development, such as low social economic status, exposure to substance abuse, and domestic violence. However, because grandparents generally can be more stable and consistent than young parents, children growing up in multi-generational households have more consistently positive outcomes than single-parent households. Children in divorced families are also at risk for significant short and long-term emotional problems unique to their personal situation, such as depression and sadness, low self-esteem, and social issues. 25-year study, it was found that children whose parents divorced at a significant period in their development were highly likely to experience hesitance in their own relationships and had a high rate of divorce compared to adults with married parents.
Johns Hopkins sociology professor Andrew Cherlin has been writing about the American family for over 3 decades.
We've just lived through a huge period of social change, and you know what? There's no reason to think it's at its end. I think it's probably still going on.
In fact, the change is unprecedented. Marriage recently hit an all-time low. But for those still tying the knot, more than 15% of new marriages are interracial or interethnic. As for raising kids, one-parent homes are on the rise, and the number of same-sex couples with children, though small, is the highest ever recorded.
I've had my ups and downs, but I've bounced back and I've recovered from them, and I've done pretty good with it.
In parts of it, yes. I would look at a man, like an older man that my mom would be with, and I would say, ha, can't trust men, can't trust that guy, look at that beard. But like, now that I'm older, I learned you can't go by appearances and all that good stuff. You know, lessons, life lessons. But I have major commitment issues when it comes to trusting people now, because new dad every 1-2 years. I don't know how that went with my mind, because now I get with a guy or I'm with a girl, and I can't think about being with them longer than a week, because in my mind, relationships are meant to change every year, every couple months. So that affected me a little bit, yeah.
It was a yes and no kind of a thing, because my mother would work 2 and 3 jobs to make it meet, but at the same time, I never really noticed it because we were young and we were busy doing what kids do. We were always outside playing.
Ah, dinner time. Yes, Mother. Junior remembered to clean up. Brother seats Junior. Then helps Mother to her chair as he would his best girl. Well, the dinner date has begun, and they're all happy about it.
So maybe families are just people you choose to invest in. Maybe they'll invest in your life in return. Maybe they're the people that you love the most, or hate the most, but could never, ever abandon. Maybe they're the people you simply do life with. We don't know. You try to fit it in a box.